This week's movies: In the House, The Lords of Salem, and Oblivion. Directed by Joseph Kosinski and starring Tom Cruise, Oblivion takes place in 2077 after an apocalyptic war with space aliens. In her review, Manohla Dargis writes, "There's a kind of balancing act inherent in science fiction, a genre that often employs recognizable details to tether readers and viewers in fantastical realms. It's a form that makes the strange familiar and the familiar strange. But because Mr. Kosinski hasn't come up with a new or different way of looking at the world, his old-fashioned flourishes prove as empty as the movie's lunar-like landscapes."
I've been watching you, Jack.
Tu sais, la semaine prochaine, Raph a un contrôle de maths très important. Je sens qu'il est angoissé. Peut-être on devrait lui prendre un professeur particulier.
Et son copain Claude, il l'aide pas?
Il a besoin d'un vrai professeur, pas d'un camarade de classe.
In the House is about a high school teacher who is obsessed with the writing assignments of a student of his named Claude. In his review, A.O. Scott writes, "For a while the film succeeds, mingling absurdity with suspense and finding an undercurrent of pathos. But the dexterity of the actors and their director is not quite enough, and as the film accelerates, it also starts to sputter. Disappointment may be built into the film's premise. The best parts of a story are the beginning and the middle, when possibilities seem to expand. At a certain point, they begin to close down, and if you are not moved, you are likely to grow impatient."
Tu es allé trop loin. Vous voulez que j'abandonne?
Written and directed by heavy metal rocker, artist, and filmmaker Rob Zombie, The Lords of Salem is about modern witchcraft in Salem, Massachusetts. In his review, Neil Genslinger writes, "Rob Zombie has a splattery reputation, but his latest is relatively restrained as horror films go. Considerable care goes into establishing the premise, but the film eventually abandons psychological subtlety for hallucinatory garishness, which is too bad. Rob Zombie fans, though, who may go into the film with a certain set of expectations, will have plenty to talk about when they leave."
Let's present him about this. Who knows? We might be useful to each other.